Before we begin, everybody, I'd like to say a few words on behalf of the team about the events in Ukraine. We want to send our heartfelt love and support out to the people of Ukraine. If you have any family out there or have friends that have any family or friends out there, we're sending them our love and support and our hope for a peaceful resolution to everything. Um, yeah, we're gonna. That's anyway. Thank you for coming in, everybody, and hello again. Or hello for the first time. And welcome to the second Altairation, which is our way of giving you a sense of what's to come in the world of Altair. So, let's get you updated. First, a changelog since our inaugural Altairation. We previously mentioned that users can choose not to show pronouns in chat, and on another user's profile that has their pronouns displayed if they didn't want to see them. We've received some stellar feedback and have made a change to this. Users will still be able to hide pronouns in chat as they will be persistent in a user's profile card that will appear if you click on their username. But they will remain no matter what when visiting someone's profile page. Thank you to the folks that provided feedback on this and for keeping us mindful. Next, let's talk once again about seasons. If you're new to the concept of seasons in Altairland, they're basically a way of setting expectations for both major and minor feature releases, while making sure that the team isn't crunched at any point during development. We will likely be a team of 10 until such time that Altair can prove its staying power, so it is of utmost importance to me that the team is taken care of. As I've said in the past, features can be postponed, but our mental health cannot be. We cannot provide you with the level of quality that we're trying to attain if we're not feeling that way ourselves. With that out of the way, I will admit that I was a bit too eager to apply the seasonal model to Altair. Both externally and internally, we frame this initial development process as a season. But we all quickly realized quite recently how unfair that was to all parties involved. This initial development stage is in no way indicative of what seasons going forward will be. We are building the entire foundation for the platform, which includes, but is not limited to, legal and procedure policies and creating technology that will provide the basis for growth going forward. Once we get our footing, then all will be able to experience seasons the way I'd envisioned them back in 2020. So the proverbial pie is on my face, and it is by no means tasty. So let's reframe things. This initial development period leading up to our launch has been fast-paced. But as we alluded to in the last Altairation, we want to release and test in steps. We'll get more into it a little later on in the program. The important takeaway here is that we will be in production, allowing our visionaries to begin completing the registrations and profile onboarding by March 22nd. Registration will open up to everybody a couple of weeks after as we work out all the bugs. Keep an eye out on our Twitter for when that announcement is made. Now, onto more fun information. As we mentioned previously, we've switched from Matrix, an open source chat service, to developing our own chat system, which is in heavy development. A good buddy of mine, Greg Newman, on the RevSys team, has been hammering away quite well at that. One of my promises to developers back in 2020 was that our first-party applications, like Altair.tv, would utilize the same API as the one we provide for our developers. I am elated to say that this is still the case. The chat API itself will be in GraphQL and will follow the Open API specification, which gives us some exciting things. First, it'll theoretically allow us to more easily generate adapters for different programming languages. Second, documentation can be auto-generated for those APIs. This gives us a good basis to build off of, as I want to make sure going forward that we're providing a first-class experience for our third-party developers. We don't have a firm date for release, as Greg is still polishing it as we speak. But the moment I'm able to get my hands on the appropriate documentation, we'll get it in your hands. Believe me, I'm as excited to start porting my overlays over as you are. Now let's get roles out of the way. As you might expect, Creators will be able to assign different types of roles: editors, VIPs, and moderators. Editors can update a channel stream title, genre, and access channel insights. VIPs can bypass emote only or sponsor only and follower only modes, and moderators have all of the permissions of VIPs plus the obvious additional moderation actions. This is an early iteration that we plan to revisit and expand on in later seasons. We'll be, of course, tweaking our version of roles as the platform starts to take hold. Next, emotes. Now, if Keynote will cooperate with me. First off, the basics. Creators will be able to unlock a total of 60 emotes, and the sizes of emotes will be what most folks are used to: 28 by 28, 56 by 56, and 112 by 112. And these images will be up on our Twitter. Jackie's working very hard on getting them up, so I know I'm blocking them. The product team definitely discussed alternative options, but the standard set by Big Purple is the one we're going with. We're making sure that we're providing the highest fidelity versions of emotes wherever we can get away with doing so. So hopefully no fuzzy emotes for you. For every 10 emotes a creator has unlocked, one of those emotes can be animated, which was a big win for the team since I was so, animated emotes in me. They've grown on me. So if a creator has unlocked all 60 emotes, they can have 6 of these emotes be animated. Also, the system will accept both animated GIFs and APNGs or animated PNGs, as browser support has become wide enough to support those. But if need be, an animated PNG will fall back to an animated GIF. How will creators be able to unlock emotes, though? From the beginning, we wanted everybody to eventually get all of their emote slots. There will be 2 methods available for creators and their communities to unlock all of the available emote slots, and the slots will be grouped in sets of 5 when they're being unlocked. We call these methods the creator and community paths. The creator path will allow the unlocking of emote slots through steps fully within their own power by hitting different milestones. For example, having an onboarded streamer persona for at least 30 days, or for streaming 50 hours. We do have one small caveat about the number of hours streamed. It is limited to 3 hours per stream, as we don't want creators to feel pressured to stream a lot of hours all at once to unlock the next emote slot. While the creator path will take a little while to fully unlock all of the emote slots, the community path can help speed up the process, as unlocking the next set of emote slots is not limited to one path. Every time a community member sponsors a creator for at least $5, they'll increase that creator's number of sponsorship points, and every $5 is 1 point. So say a member of my community sponsored me for $25. That would equal 5 points. If that was my first sponsorship, then I would have 5 points. Going forward, you can consider those points banked. If a member were to increase their sponsorship, I wouldn't suddenly lose the points that they previously provided. We don't want to see our creators push for emote slot milestones only to have to fall back down the hill by the time the next month came around. We had a couple of graphics to help explain everything we said just about unlocking emotes, because we realized that was a lot of information at once. It also shows the different creator and community path combinations to unlock all 60 emote slots. Now that you've started unlocking emotes, you have to have tools to manage emotes, and before that, you need to upload them. We've already mentioned the required file sizes, but creators can also upload standard, aka non-animated emotes that are at least 112 square or larger square images. Those images will be auto-resized, and if you choose the auto-resizing feature, you'll be able to choose to upload emotes in batches rather than one at a time. After all these emotes are uploaded, there's some information we'll need from creators before they send them in for approval. The bare minimum we'll need is a prefix and a code. For example, in one of my emotes, Avalon Wave, the prefix is Avalon and the code is Wave. Prefixes do not have to be unique, so you don't need to worry about someone else camping the prefix you'd prefer. If one of your community members currently has emotes from channels that share the same prefix, they'll be able to choose the emote they're intending to use from our emote picker, emote auto completion, or by typing out the emote with the channel ID, which is your channel name. So in this case, and we'll illustrate this elsewhere and have this in help documents, of course, Avalon Wave hashtag Avalon Star in my case. Some optional information creators can add to their emotes when uploading or editing is alt text and the ability to credit the emote artist. At this time, the artist must have an Altair account to be credited, but they do not have to have a certain persona. Now that creators have started uploading and managing their emotes, there's one more bit. Choosing if the emote is an active emote or reserved. What does this mean exactly? Well, if a creator has unlocked 20 emotes for the community, they'll technically be able to upload 40 emotes. How this works is that for every slot they've unlocked, they'll have the same number of slots available as reserved slots. For example, I've unlocked 20 emote slots. I'll be able to upload 40 emotes to be reviewed for approval. This will allow creators to easily swap out emotes for holidays, events, just because they can. Before we move on, there is one more thing. Emote rewards. Much like gifting on other services, we'll be providing ways for a sponsor to gift the usage of a channel's emotes to another member of a community. But the status quo is that while the act of giving can certainly be a net positive, it makes creator income more volatile as a result. More on that in a bit. Sponsors that support a streamer for a minimum of $10 will be given a pool of emote rewards to give out. As an example, if a community member of mine were to sponsor me for $25, the first $5 of that basically represents my usage, or their usage, of my emotes. On top of that, the sponsor will receive 4 gifts to distribute randomly or to specific community members. All right, I think we covered everything for emotes. Now onto the topic of money. We've talked about this a few times in the past, but let's get the Altair membership out of the way real quick before jumping into how creators will be able to earn revenue. First off, the platform membership is not required by anyone to use the platform. It is completely optional. But that said, simply said, the fate of Altair is in your hands. Not in the hands of advertisers, not in the hands of venture capitalists. As our sustainability as a company increases, we'll be able to grow the team beyond 10, as well as increase the revenue split in a creator's favor. At launch, we've set our cut to 60-40, 60 to the creator and 40 to Altair, which is better than most of our direct competitors. Our goal and my dream is to one day be able to get that split to 90-10, with the only amount coming out of a creator's paycheck being relative to the cost it is for us to host the channel. The Altair membership or creator sponsorships will by default be non-recurring, and you as a customer will have an easy way to toggle that functionality on or off as you please. What if you're already sponsoring a channel and want to throw more money at the creator of your choice? Tipping will be enabled. Just keep in mind that tips don't grant you emote rewards. Also, tips will also be split 60-40, just like sponsorships. We're giving you the ability to do this on the site as a quality of life feature. We're quite mindful of the fact that direct payments like PayPal will always give you the best bang for your buck. But if you'd like to support us in a small way, when you tip a creator, the option is there. And of course, as Altair takes less of a cut on sponsorships, that will also apply to tips. We know that the way we're approaching sponsorships, emote rewards, and tipping are different than what many folks will be used to. The reason we've made these decisions is because we want to be mindful not only of our creators, but the people supporting them. If you don't know much about Altair or about the way our team thinks, this is our big play. We are taking this chance to prove that content creation can thrive in this fashion. We hope the way we've structured things reduces the amount of FOMO for our communities and lends a form of stability when creators are determining their goals in this industry. That said, that's all the new information we have for Alt 2. We'll be planning for Alt 3 to be next month, but we haven't nailed down a date just yet. We'll make sure to let you know at least a week ahead as we did with this Altairation. In that third and final Altairation before our public launch, we'll be covering any further developments and updates, including our launch plans. Please remember that this launch is not a launch day, but a launch period. Also, as a reminder that registration, profiles, and onboarding will be made available to visionaries by March 22nd, and everyone else should have access to it not long after. Thank you all for taking a little time out of your day to join us, and thank you for your understanding of all the curveballs that have been thrown thus far. We're straightening our pitches out, and the team is feeling both confident and excited as we make our way towards being fully operational. Thank you for your support, and as always, thank you for believing in Altair. We'll see you next time.